Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
How you like me now? How you like me
Welcome in, 2 o'clock hour. Just a beautiful burst of sunshine up above on a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Little burst of sunshine in the building as well as we got the full house. That includes Big Searcy back in the building. That's worth a round of applause. We missed Leon late last week. Long weekend, but back ready to go. And Coach Campo also ready to be part of this program and the festivities. Big Searcy, you looking good.
Yeah, I'm a well-traveled man. Let me just leave it.
Yeah.
All right, I was down in my West Palm Beach area. I had some appointments to make. So.
Right.
But it's all good.
Yeah. Did you go down and check on Carson Beck and make sure he was okay down in Miami?
I didn't, but Carson's had a rough 90 days. The girl, the car. Yeah. I mean, you know what that means, though? Well, you know what that means, though? Miami's going to be outstanding this year. Anytime we got turmoil or confusion and stuff going on in Miami, we're going to have an excellent season.
You're going to be good to go.
Goes along with
Women weak in legs.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Women weak in legs rock. Mm-hmm. You know it. And so now maybe, will that distraction be gone? We do not know the answer to that, though, because we only know that one left. We don't know that one's not going to come back. Right. That much is true.
Well, listen, I kind of figured that you don't go into Miami with a lady. You end up leaving with one. I'm just saying. Yeah. He's from Athens. Yeah. He's from Athens, bro. It's not Miami.
My wife was a little concerned with that, too, when I got the job at Miami.
Hey, Coach. You know, Coach.
There's a lot going on down there. A lot of distractions.
It's Baskin Robbins down there. All right? You got many flavors.
All right, we got plenty to get into. Welcome in. It is XL Primetime, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota bringing you today's show. You can definitely check out both of them online and on the lot, and you can expect great people, then great products and service to go along with it. They are there to wow you. So make sure you check them out. We'll be telling you about them as we go along today. Coach and I finished up a podcast just a little while ago, and we were talking about with the Jags, 9 spots were filled by free agent signings, and now you got plenty more decisions to make, and we are counting down just over a month away from the NFL draft, and some of these decisions are going to be firm and finalized, but there's still a lot to be decided, Coach, would you say? Still a lot to be determined as far as what this football team's going to look like.
Yeah, there's no question. I think that, what they did, obviously, was put themselves in a position. The fans and the media, they're looking for the big splash. But, in reality, what you try to do, this team is going to be based on the draft. There's no question about it. How they do, they've got the top number of draft picks for the next 2 years, more than anybody else in the league.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Well,
how many times have we heard that before, Joe?
We're going to see what they do with them.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully that we have the right guys in place to make those decisions. But it reminded me of the Cowboys back when we got there. We had, with the Herschel Walker trade, we had a boatload of picks, and we didn't hit on all of them either, but we hit on key ones, and I think that's what we've got to do. But with the free agency situation, if you remember the Herschel Walker trade, we had guys come in from Minnesota that kind of bridged the gap for us to be able to take who we felt were the best players in the draft. Mm-hmm. And that's really how we got going. So I'm excited about that part. I think there's some good football players with this group that they brought in. No splash guys, but I think they filled some things.
All right, so let's get to one very obvious thing at the top of the NFL draft. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with the quarterbacks primarily, right? That's what everybody's trying to figure out. You take a look at Mel Kiper's latest, okay? This is 3.0, and these are all subject to change. We all know that because it's never ending. But the movement and chatter surrounding the quarterback, and we've had this discussion once every week, right? Basically, Matt, is like, are 2 quarterbacks going to go in the first 4 picks? And if that happens, it opens, I'm just saying in the first 4 before Jacksonville picks.
I know, and I'm saying.
And you're holding up number 3.
I'm saying maybe 3.
Yeah, but
I mean, Jackson Dart is like skyrocketing right now.
Yeah.
And there are multiple teams that are interested in him.
That's the three that you're using.
Yeah.
I was interpreting that as 2 of the first 3 picks would be quarterbacks.
Oh, no. I mean, like you have a possibility that somebody could be trying to get to 5 to get Jackson Dart before someone else, which would be great for the Jaguars.
Oh, it would be tremendous, especially if you were, and let's just say Jacksonville is looking at Tet McMillan or something like that. Are you willing to spend the 5th pick overall on that guy?
Right.
Or would you rather drop back a little bit and still look at the possibility of landing him? And there is even some discussion that Jackson Dart could take over quarterback 2 on the draft board compared to Shedeur Sanders. Would you buy that, Leon? Would you go for that right now as far as what they're talking about?
Well, I mean, his work out at the combine put him on notice. And, Cam Ward and Shedeur chose not to, which is fine, but Jackson Dart had center stage. His velocity, his arm strength, his mobility, all those things that he had so much success at Ole Miss. I mean, he was able to showcase that in front. He had nobody else out there that was comparable to him.
Right.
So he was able to go out there and shine. So I mean, that's the reason why he's skyrocketing a lot.
That's a great position to be in, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, in any
got
position,
center stage. Yeah. I mean, because I'm not saying that he would have dwarfed if Shedeur or Cam had probably thrown, but the fact that they didn't throw means that he was showcased.
Yeah, it allowed the other franchises, and Dave, you can speak to this, to take a second look at him because he's the only guy there. So you take a second look at him.
The only big name.
Then you start to say, all right, this dude also is a very capable runner. He's a willing runner, and he's a tough quarterback. I love tough quarterbacks. He's a tough quarterback. So I think everybody's starting to take a second look at him and starting to see, okay, maybe this guy's more than what we think he is.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is if I had to say that there were over the years, the numbers of quarterbacks that have been in the first round that have been busts over the years. It's about 50-50, okay? I've always felt that the scouts at times put too much stock in the athletic part of it than they do in the mental the
acuity,
the whole picture, right?
Yeah.
And from what I know of Dart, he was at SC, not when I was there, but I know people that know him. They say that's the best part of him is he knows how to play football.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes these scouts overlook that.
Plus, you love a tough quarterback too, right?
Yeah,
like Troy was a tough quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd take one of those guys any day.
I love a guy that can stand in there and make a throw.
Well, look,
he gets hit. He gets hit.
Listen, there's other guys that have the same athletic talents as Burrow,
right?
but
not the toughness.
That dude's been beat up,
baby.
and he's has the best year of his career. He got beat up the most.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's something to that for sure.
Yeah,
I
love a guy that stands up and says, "That's all you got." That's what I want. That's what Joe Burrow does.
Well, here's what I don't understand. I mean, you're talking about Jackson Dart and his toughness, his ability to stay in the pocket and throw the ball. Well, Shedeur Sanders was sacked 80 times.
Yeah,
right. No, I'm not saying he's not tough.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that gets overlooked at the fact that he had no running game. He had
Oh yeah, I've been saying. You heard me say. I think he's tough too. I love his toughness.
And a lot of times he had to make plays on his own.
Yeah.
He's had to scramble. He had to escape for his life, and he's still throwing the ball down the field. I think that gets lost sometimes because everybody was talking about his arrogancy and his confidence and all this other kind of stuff. This dude was sacked 80 times in 2 seasons.
Well, I think it's more than that, actually.
I think it's close to something like that.
Well, that arrogance and confidence, that came in the DNA, okay?
Yeah, of course.
It did, but you also have to be good. You can't. Anybody can just be arrogant. He's good and arrogant.
Well, let's just use Bronny and the King, okay? LeBron raised Bronny, and Bronny, I'm sure, is confident as all get out, but doesn't necessarily have the skill set.
They got the game, though.
Okay, Shedeur got game. And the one thing that people are going to second guess him on is can he make those quick decisions and throws as opposed to improvisational moves, which is what he did at Colorado.
I mean, where he's going to be picked in the draft, he's going to have to. He's going to be going to bad teams.
No choice, right?
Well, he's going.
I mean,
he's going. There's no question. He's going in the first
the Titans, Cleveland, Giants.
Yeah, good luck, bro.
Not the Patriots. I'm saying all those bad teams up there. He's going to have to make plays.
Okay, so here's what it looks like according to Mel, and who knows how. Mel
had me at 22, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Maybe at 22, coming down 92. I remember. I don't forget, Mel.
Okay, so this is at least an interesting study because the evolution of the draft talk, the actual draft season, from the time you were around to where it is now, we all know it's mega hyper, it's over the top, it's always got to have something new every single day almost from these draft picks. But can you remember that flow chart that you had of where you were projected? Like, let's just say from either post season, then East-West Shrine game, then Combine, and then leading up to. Can you remember that?
Yeah, because my dad, I swear to God, my dad talked to Joe Bushbaum probably every week.
The legend Joe Bushbaum.
Joe Bushbaum. And he would tell my dad would get amped. Well, we got Leon right about at somewhere between 10 and 15, and I would float from 10 and 15. I stayed in 10 and 15.
Okay.
And then in one of his publications, I think right before the draft,
which was Pro Football Weekly.
They had David Klingler 1,
right?
Searcy 2.
Wow.
They had the Colts. They had the Colts taking. The Colts had the first 2 picks that year. They had the first and the second pick that year. So they had David Klingler. Well, Bushbaum had David Klingler and Searcy 1 and 2.
See,
so my dad lost his mind when he saw that.
You know, he was just like Russell Maryland to us. In other words, we would have taken him in the top 10. Okay, so, but that's because we knew all those intangibles that we talk about, all these, you know, and ability to develop.
Well, but in '92, Coach, y'all were a playoff team, so I think y'all picked 17.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
what
that.
I'm saying. We would have taken you. That you know, I mean, it would have been like a Russell Maryland pick for us.
Yeah,
that's interesting though, because you did go up and down, but as high as second. So Mel's got Cam Ward going first to the Tennessee Titans, Abdul Carter going second to the Cleveland Browns, and Shedeur Sanders going third to the New York Giants.
He's got the Browns passing on a quarterback.
Yeah, because they're still tied up dollar-wise with the position, even though Deshaun's not going to be playing because of the re-rupture of the Achilles.
But if you're the Browns, don't you think he's going to retire? Seriously.
Well, I think the thing that doesn't make the most sense is they just re-signed Myles Garrett, right? And they're still going edge,
right?
So that does not make sense.
He's probably got about 100 million reasons not to.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how much more guaranteed money does he have.
I don't know, but he's beaten up. Yeah. He's got ACL. Both ACLs have been torn in his career. Now he's got the one in college, the first one in college. And don't forget that
the glenoid fracture in the shoulder,
right? And the Achilles. Now he's been beaten up, man. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if he retired. Seriously, and all this nonsense
well, they're gonna have to come
gone through, off the field.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
if you were him, wouldn't you wait and let them take care of you for a year and bank that money at least for one more year?
Yes, no doubt about it, no doubt. And that's what I think he's going to. I think he'll try. He'll try and do as much as he can to get through it, and then he's just eventually going to say, "I'm done."
Yeah. And so just to kind of finish this up, and then we'll come back and keep talking about this a little bit more, but Shedeur Sanders is third. Then he does have Travis Hunter coming off the board next. And that's the guy that if you were at 5, you'd be thinking long and hard about whether or not Travis Hunter would be available. He's got Mason Graham next. He's got Ashton Genty, which is one of those here come the judge discussions we had last week. He's got him going 6th. I just think it's a big reach. I really do. But
I mean, the Browns still need a quarterback because he's not going to be ready this year.
Yeah.
Your quarterback's going to be Jameis?
Yeah, are you still on that? Because I've gone past that. So,
I'm still on that.
Okay,
because I can't.
I'm not shocked that you're still on it.
I can't. No, I can't get by that the Browns are going to just pass on a quarterback when they could get one.
Again,
my point is that affects the Jaguars draft. That's kind of my point.
I'm just saying it's still just Mel. Okay.
Oh, I know that.
Mel may not he may wake up tomorrow and go, damn.
Right, but there are other people doing the same thing. Is my point.
Oh yeah.
And every time I see it, I think, well, they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, and they're gonna. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Heck. They can't go and spend money on an Aaron Rodgers because the Giants still may change this board if they do that.
Right.
And so they got so much money tied up at the position. So we'll see. Ashton Jennings 6th, Tyler Warren, the tight end, 7th, which would be
who you want.
I want to say the second highest tight end drafted. Kyle Pitts, I think, went 6th. I think he was the highest ever. Did he go 6th?
Was he the highest ever?
Yeah, he was
Kyle
the highest.
Pitts was the highest drafted tight end.
Yeah, it was 6th, right?
It was 5th. I think it was 5th. It was 4th or 5th, one or two.
Something like that. Anyway, he was the highest tight end ever drafted.
Fourth overall, 2021.
4th overall.
Okay.
And then Jalen Walker.
Bust.
And then he's got Jackson Dart in the top 10.
Yeah.
So
See, that's where you could get a quarterback moving to get him. In other words, you could have somebody coming down, but you could also have somebody coming up, moving back,
right,
to take Dart,
yeah,
as opposed to those other guys that you're talking about. So someone could trade out of that second pick too. To get
my whole thing is if we all know how the quarterbacks are in this league, we know what the franchises are like, and the closer you get to that draft day, the more they panic.
Absolutely,
the quarterback love.
So my point is, you could easily get three of the first 4 picks being quarterbacks.
Well, it's funny.
Then you could be staring at Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter at 5.
It might, but we started a few weeks ago with the over-under in the entire first round of quarterbacks being drafted at 2.5.
I leave for a couple of days, and you in there trying to buy the Corvette again. Huh? I thought we were going big.
So it's not that I'm trying to buy the Corvette. It's just that I want the Silverado. I do, okay? Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if the best Corvette on the lot is just sitting there, that's going to be very difficult to say no.
Okay, so let's play off of that and play off of the Campo and Joe conversation we had earlier, because what didn't get addressed in free agency should lead you to where you are in the draft. So we'll do all of that coming up. Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevy, we say thanks to them. Definitely log on, beaverchevrolet.com, Beaver Toyota, staugustine.com. And honestly, we just mentioned the Chevy, Silverado, and the Corvette. You can get killer deals on both of them. You can drive off the lot on
you love when I bring that up every time.
Either one of them. Doesn't matter.
Cross-branding.
You will get a great deal, that's for sure. It's XL Primetime.
She's homegrown.
Your father's listening to the radio.
She's Jacksonville's sweetheart.
Oh, it's a little cheesy, but...
And she's one of the boys.
Just behave, okay?
She's Lauren Brooks. Noon to 2 on 1010XL.
Getting a pool? David Garrard here. I just did. But before they dug, I called Clearwater Irrigation, and they capped off all my sprinkler lines so the pool company could just dig away.
Then when your pool's finished, we'll install your sprinkler system back to full coverage.
And now my backyard oasis is getting watered beautifully.
And maybe then, Dave, I could take another quick dip.
Bigger swimming trunks, John. Much bigger.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
Hey folks, Nick in here for Zero Res. You're going to want to beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Hey, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Don't forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts, sort of like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them Dan or 1010XL sent you. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
If you want to see Florida take on Florida State at the Showdown at the baseball grounds at Five-Star Ballpark, March 25th, text baseball to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010 for your chance to win tickets.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Mosquito season is upon us, but don't let them take over. The secret to a bite-free yard is starting today with Kingfish Pest Control. Their 3-step mosquito defense process stops them before they can spread. Eliminate breeding areas, build a protective barrier around your yard, and monthly treatments to keep them away all season long. The earlier you start, the fewer mosquitoes you'll have to fight. Don't let those suckers ruin your outdoor fun. Call Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not looking at the rear-view mirror of unforgiveness. It's so easy to keep looking in the past when someone has hurt or offended us. What we don't realize is that if we keep looking at the rear-view mirror of anger, it will cause us to miss out on the good things that God has in store right in front of us. Friends, looking in the rear-view mirror of the past will never give you peace in the present.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
It's Blue, and I couldn't see everyone else here at the station lose weight while I'm on the sidelines wishing mine away. I jumped on Awaken 182, and I mean weight loss every week, eating to lose weight, and then receive full support for life. What's not to like? Now, I didn't drop the double digits like Hacker did in week 1, but I'm down 4 pounds. I'll take that any day. The best part, Awaken 180 was actually easier than I expected. I'm not sure what I thought beforehand, but after just day 1, I was already in a groove. Wasn't hungry, more energy, and my coach Patrick is awesome. Gave me a couple of tips since I do sleep in and, of course, stay up late. And I'm off. I'm cruising through week 2 and loving it. You've heard all about Choose Awaken 180, all of us having success with Awaken 180. What do you have to lose? Only weight. Everything else to gain with the solution for weight loss. Reserve your March consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
If someone you love needs a pick-me-up, then it's time to get serious about it and send them a Kuhn floral arrangement. RJ here with 1010XL, and you'll be assured of a quality delivery. That's for sure. Log on and order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Coach always loves when JJ just throws it back with some good old sound.
Who is this, Dave? Is this Dawkins?
Huh? It's Jay and the Americans.
Yeah, and I always think of Roy Orbison. That's what I think of more than anything else, but it's not.
The look on his face when I said, is this Dawkins? It's like I was speaking Mandarin Chinese to him.
Yeah. Not a chance. Not a chance. All right, Coach Campo hanging out with us in the 2 o'clock hour. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday, Big Search, Maddie, Joe C, and JJ. We thank y'all for hanging out with us. You can definitely jump in. If you miss any of the show, all you got to do is go to YouTube and search 1010XL or XL Primetime. Jump in the YouTube chat. We would love that. And then, of course, text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010, wide open. We'll get to some of your thoughts as far as that little debate about what could happen at the top of the draft you guys can definitely put your 2 cents in on that. So here's at least what Mel Kiper is saying right now. With the latest, the 3.0 from Kiper, and he's got Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan. And so like we just set this up before the break, they didn't sign a guy interiorly to answer the bell, right? We can pretty much all agree on that. So it does drive you right back to Mason Graham, 5th pick overall. So here's what he said. Jaguars' top need hasn't changed through free agency. They have to add a pocket-pushing, havoc-wreaking defensive tackle in the middle of the line after Armstead and Hamilton combined for 2 sacks there in 2024. Graham had only 3.5 last season at Michigan, but he also tallied 26 pressures and 14 run stops. And he basically goes on, and we'll read a little bit more about what he's saying about him a little bit later on. But it's what I've been being and moaning about for a long time, Leon. If you don't move that quarterback off the spot, he is going to live and prosper back there. And this team never really makes or hasn't made a quarterback feel very uncomfortable very often of late.
No, we need a disruptor. We need a guy that can push the pocket. Everything that they say about him is he's quick off the ball, uses his hands, his leverage. He's a wrestler, former wrestler.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a good attribute, the fact that he's a former wrestler, understands leverage, understands how to get underneath people, use his hands, use his quickness. I mean, we need a guy like that. Now, the sack total is a little concerning to me. Now, the Big Ten, I know they run the ball a lot, but 3.5 sacks last year, it's a little low. But the pressures are important as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about it, what defensively, from a coordinator's point of view, what can that guy, the insertion of a dominant guy like that inside, what can he do to the entire defense?
Well, he's a 3 technique. I mean, he's a guy that can get off the ball, and like we talked about, he's got great hands, getting off blocks. That's how you make plays. I mean, we need somebody. I don't know that he's a big pocket pusher. He's not a 320-pound.
No, he's less.
He's not Grant.
Right. 295.
Right. As compadre is a big dude.
But he is, and I'm not going to compare him to Carter and Jones. But that's the type of player he is.
Okay.
He's a player that is a disruptor that can get off blocks. He can attack the line of scrimmage. And all of a sudden, all those zone plays that everybody runs, you're in trouble.
Okay, so
when a guy gets that penetration, it changes the game.
Coach is mentioning Jalen Carter and Chris Jones. You're right. You're not comparing them to them because that would be 100% unfair.
Right.
But you're saying that type of presence.
Darnold, another guy. I haven't even mentioned him.
Right.
That's the kind of player he is. And that's the kind of players we had back in the day at the 3 technique.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Guys that could get off.
You think he's got that Darnold potential?
Well, I don't – look, in my opinion, he's the safest pick in the draft of the guys that
will be available.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because he's going to play and he's going to make things happen.
All right, now I'm going to throw this at you.
How good he is.
Let's just say Travis Hunter's sitting there at 5. Then what are you going to do?
Well, I'm taking Hunter.
We're going to keep going.
Doesn't become the safest player in the draft anymore.
Well, it's a beautiful debate. It really is, because you're trying to figure out what do you think is the most important missing ingredient, because both ingredients are missing. Okay,
Correct.
but what's the most important?
I mean, they have a huge void at corner, a huge void at wide receiver, and a huge void on the interior defensive line.
Two for one with the Unicorn.
Yeah, I don't know if you can say that, though.
Well,
he can't play 2 positions.
1.5 to 1. It's more than 1.
It's 1.5 to 1 because
so you're going to play him a corner and give him 6 plays receiver.
Absolutely, you're going to give him a little package.
Yeah, I'd give him a dozen plays at receiver.
Even that's a lot of. This isn't college football, man.
No, I understand, but just think about what he can do and what he represents as in terms of if you think of what a wide receiver does impact wise in a game, they may get 10 targets, 6 catches. Let's just operate off of that.
I agree with what you're saying.
Whereas that cornerback needs to be responsible, his side of the field, 60 plays.
Yeah.
How impactful is that compared to what a wide receiver potentially could do?
I get all of that, but here's my point with the whole argument is I don't think he's refined his craft at either position. So I would rather him stick at one position where I don't care whatever it is you choose he is.
And that
Receiver
might
or
very
corner.
well be the case.
Just go there and no fooling around. Go learn your craft. Period.
So physically, Leon, when you take a look at the size that Travis Hunter is right now, and you know his skill set, he is a baller. Where is he? Where would you say, hey, you need to fit into this position and be the best you can be?
Well, I mean, he's outstanding at both. I would think at wide receiver, he may not be as polished as a route runner that you would like to have, but he finds his way open. He's a playmaker. He finds his way open. And as far as DB, I've seen him play DB. Some of the film that they showed and they broke down where he covering the guy, he based the quarterback and then jumps in. I mean, the kid is amazing. So I would play him at corner, but I damn sure make sure he gets some plays at wide receiver, at least 20.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you have to look at it is you need to make, and I keep preaching this, two things that this football team hasn't necessarily had that a luxury that they've had is to make people nervous with multiple weapons on either side of the ball.
He is the best DB in the draft. No question in my mind. Okay? I have a dilemma because you win up front on both sides of the ball. But if I have my choice, I'm taking a guy that can score points. Okay? And that's not meaning just score points on offense. It's what you just said. You look at Deion Sanders, how many points he scored in his career. Now, I'm not saying this guy's Deion Sanders, but that's the type of guy he is. Just like I'm talking about, and he's closer to Deion Sanders, in my opinion, than Graham is to Darnold and those guys.
Right, And okay, that's a good way to put it.
And I looked up Aaron Donald's stats while he was at Pitt. He had 2 sacks his freshman year, 11 his sophomore year, 5.5 his junior year, 11 his senior year.
That's doing work.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not comparing.
From the 3.
And they still considered him, I guess maybe the one baby comparison is the size-wise. They said, this guy looks a little small playing inside, but that was doing work, what you're talking about. So 2 double-digit sack years from an interior defensive lineman position. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's at least stay on this a little bit more. We got one more seg with our head coach, Dave Campo, and then we'll kind of drill down on other little tentacles of what's going on with the draft. But you guys let us know, 641-1010, what you're thinking about as far as where this football team can go based on this discussion. And it still may come down to you've got to make the smartest pick when number 5 comes up on the board. We'll deal with it next on a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday.
This is Duval. This is Jacksonville Sports Radio, 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyrics.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Hey Jacksonville, Don from Taco Lou here. Spring has sprung, the temps are rising, and the summer is on the way. In our world, that can only mean one thing. Cinco is coming. Yes, the day everyone gets their taco fix and margarita fix, it could possibly be the best Monday of the year this year. If you're sitting at your desk on a Monday thinking no tacos for me, well, think again. We wouldn't let a big day like Cinco de Mayo slip by just because it's a Monday. Skip work or get the day off. But come and celebrate with us at Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach. Maybe take Tuesday off. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 50% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
It's March Madness, and your office needs a champion. Advanced Business Solutions teams up with Xerox to bring you copiers that never miss a shot. Fast, reliable, and ready to handle the pressure. Make the winning play for your business. Hire the champions at Advanced Business Solutions, where your business goes for the win. Locally and veteran-owned.
Print documents and IT management. Advanced Business Solutions.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 18, 2001, Indiana Pacers' Reggie Miller becomes the first player in NBA history to accumulate 2,000 three-pointers after hitting 4 in a win over Sacramento.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code OWN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code OWN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code OWN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: West Side, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Hi, I'm Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Zach Breyer. When my dad started in business in 1990, I wasn't even born yet.
That's true, and after 35 years and nearly 20,000 satisfied customers, we literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, or you're looking to transform your home with new flooring, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites, or better yet, do yourself a favor and stop by one of our showrooms on Phillips Highway to experience the Lifetime difference and receive 20% off your purchase now through March.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I'm dying to get to the headline on the JJ Rundown. FSU spring practices will be North Korea level secretive. We will get to that coming up a little bit later on. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. It is XL Primetime. Definitely check out both of the lots. Great people. They are there to wow you. And if you need help with any purchase, SUV, pickup truck, economy, luxury sedan, whatever, you want to me kind of helping direct you to the right people, just hit me up. I'll help you any way I can. That's for sure. All right, so before we get back to the Jags, one big storyline during this offseason is what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. And we have seen buku bucks that have been handed out in free agency, a lot of it going to the quarterbacks when you consider some of the deals that have been made, yet no real 100% chatter or lock on where Aaron Rodgers is going to go. Matter of fact, it kind of seems like eons ago, Leon, when we heard this whole Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers story, Schefter, one of those guys breaking it. We've heard crickets since then. He's still sitting out there.
Yeah.
No decision's been made.
Well, I'll tell you what, from a very reliable source.
A little intel from
A
big
very
source.
reliable source. I'm not going to say who.
Exactly.
Leon Schefter.
Yeah, I'm a very reliable source. first of all, the reliable source says the Steelers are not waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not even in the picture.
Wow.
Just saying what he told me.
All right.
If it's a lie, he said it.
Because this could have a lot to do on who goes where with the draft.
I mean, it's assumption that, the Steelers are waiting on Aaron Rodgers to make a decision like that. The Steelers are not waiting on Aaron. They're going to make a decision with a quarterback somewhere, probably in the draft. Well, right now they got Mason Rudolph. I'm pretty sure they're not going to float with him during the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other reliable source told me, as far as Russell Wilson went, there was issues with Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson has his own quarterback coach. Okay, he would get information from his quarterback coach and come back and tell the OC what his quarterback told. When they watched the film, he would come back and tell the OC.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah. So the OC basically hates Russell Wilson's coach.
Like here's a few notes. From my outside coach.
My outside coach told me something that you may have missed in the film.
Sounds very high maintenance.
Hey, my source says he's very corporate. He's too corporate.
Well, remember the legendary story.
First off, hang on a second. Yeah. I love the fact that Leon keeps saying my source.
No, I love it. This is the first time
I love it.
He's now an insider.
Like he is a media guy right now.
Yeah. That way he could also not get blamed if it.
Yeah, right. It's the Schefter. You said it right, Leon Schefter.
There you go.
My source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what my source told me. I'm not.
Yes. If it's a lie, he
don't
told
shoot the messenger. All right, I'm just telling you what he said. But remember Russell Wilson when he got to Denver with that trade. Everything like a list of requirements, including his own office.
Well,
and players were told to come by his office. Don't address him in the locker room.
Jake Heaps, who's the quarterback coach for him, got kicked out.
Really?
They sent him out. They weren't going to have any of that.
It's classic.
They sent him home.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't mean that he didn't have contact and everything, but they're not going to stand for that too much.
He checked out the Browns. Russell is also a possibility with the Browns. Let's not forget that. But he played on such a low ball number last year because Denver picked up the tab basically to get him out of town. So they just ate that money so he could go somewhere else, and they ended up dealing him to Pittsburgh, and he was okay but not great. But that was a $37, close to $38 million tab that had to be picked up in total between the two teams.
How annoying did you have to be for them to take a $37 million tab?
It's nuts, dude. The two that I will never forget Brock Osweiler. Somebody taking him off the books from Houston to go to Cleveland because he cost $18 million. Neck Foles, never forget.
Nick Foles is the
$25
classic
million.
one, right?
So $25 million being taken off the books here. But this is nearly $38 million being taken off the books from Denver to get rid of him, and then $31 million for Stephon Diggs up in Buffalo,
right,
to say goodbye. Like we will eat that money just to get you out of town, which is just nuts. But anyway, he's reportedly being looked at by the Cleveland Browns, which also could help shift this draft board if he were to go there, and then Aaron Rodgers may end up in New York in a Giants uniform. In other words, he may never leave New York, I guess, is what I'd be saying, because he was in a Jets uniform.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, where else could he go?
Yeah. There Sam Darnold going to Seattle changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Danny Jones going to Anthony Richardson World and Indy to compete for that job changed a few things. Tennessee's not 100% set on what they're going to do.
Yeah, but he's not going to Tennessee.
Well, it would still
rebuilding team.
It was listed as a possibility going back a couple of years ago, and it didn't happen, of course. They go and get Will Levis. We all know that experiment basically is over now, and so it's still a possibility if they were to go Abdul Carter and then.
But if you're him and you're still getting paid by the Jets, you're not going to go to some team that's rebuilding, right?
I wouldn't think so.
You just sit there and get paid.
What are the Giants?
Yeah. You could easily make that argument, yeah.
And he's still kind of desperate right now, is what he is.
But he's not really desperate because he's getting paid.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, but he wants to play. Yeah. He does want to play, that's for sure. So
I don't know. We should ask Leon's source if he wants to play.
Yeah.
What does your source know about that, by the way?
I don't know.
All right. So let's finish up with the Jags. By the way, I don't know whether you have any of our world's smallest violin JJ, but saying goodbye to Ronald Darby, knowing that he's staying inside the division, please keep him as a starter, okay? Please look at him and view him as a starter. Duval will not miss Ronald Darby, okay? That guy was responsible for the highest passer rating of any quarterback he faced the entire year.
Yeah.
And he got paid.
Great free agent acquisition, by the way. Bulky.
Yeah. And so
phenomenal.
He goes and he signs with the Texans, so we'll see what happens there. But
your favorite number 5 receiver who really never did anything.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, I had a bunch of
Jones.
favorites if we're being real. I liked a lot of those guys in that 5th spot. And the most recent, Tim Jones was a very good special teams guy. That's why I always
you always say that. I never saw him make a play on special teams.
You need to punch the film in. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You need to punch it in again. You need to get Coach Campos all 22.
Yeah.
Did you like him as a special teams player?
Yes, he was pretty good player.
Yeah, because he was a 4-core special teamer, so he did a lot for that, and that's why he basically.
We all know that was the best unit on the field at all times.
Yeah, that's why the guy's still here. The only coach that's still here.
Yeah,
he and his assistant are still here.
Right, and he Farwell identified him and said, "We got to have him," because Elijah Cooks and all these other guys that were there, you just weren't quite.
Yeah, right.
They couldn't contribute in special teams as much as that guy was contributing, and then training camp Trammell. We'll see whether he could be the 5th receiver or not. We'll find out. But he definitely is going to be more.
Great if he made the team, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd be more of a returner as opposed to that 4-core guy, which is what Tim Jones was. That's for sure.
Gutty, gritty.
Yeah.
You need that gutty, gritty, Joe.
Yeah. Listen, you got to appreciate those guys.
Yes, lunch
first in, last out.
Yes.
Yeah. You got
a little rugger.
The hangers on are that do everything they possibly can where you can't cut them. You have to at least appreciate them. Or if you do cut them, something happens and you got to bring them back.
They're on the practice squad.
Yeah.
I love the dudes like, they're in a scrimmage and you see a deep ball being thrown. You're like, oh, he's catching that.
Yeah.
Like, that's every time some fade or something was thrown in, the first words we're thinking is, he's catching that.
Yeah. There was another kid that I liked, 80. I have to go back and look at his, remind myself, but he kept catching everything during OTAs. Pads come on?
Nothing.
Not as much.
Right.
Jag on jag.
Yeah, and it was jag on jag. And so you got to constantly remind yourself that. But those types of guys will definitely have. Yeah.
Cephas.
Mo Cephas. Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah, Cephas was good, and then there was one other one. I have to go back and look at my 90-man roster and figure out who he was. All right, so just to kind of wrap this part of our discussion up as far as the draft goes and everything like that, the wishes and wants of that front office coach coming out of what just happened. Pro days are going to be important, but really how, in your mind, now that the staff has come together, how important are the next handful of days and weeks to make sure they solidify that draft board?
Well, first of all, it's really important because they're doing the assistant coaches are doing dual duty.
Yeah.
They're going to be going to pro days, I'm assuming,
right?
And they're putting a scheme together. So you're looking at guys in the draft. You're going to workouts. You're putting a scheme together as a group, getting to know each other. All those things. That's extremely important. The scouts are the key, going forward here. I mean, it's the scouts and the personnel guys. As far as they're going to be the major guys in the grading. I mean, there's no question about that. So everybody's working. I can promise you that. There's not that much time left.
And this is a big moment for James Gladstone.
Absolutely.
A big moment.
Yeah.
He was, I guess the best way to put this, he was built for this. He was in an organization that did it the right way, that built the right way, that took chances the right way, right?
Yep.
Now he gets a chance to run his own show.
Yeah.
And now he's got 12 picks this year, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I believe 12. Yeah.
12 and 10, right?
Right. So 22 over the next 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a big moment for him. Like, this is, you can put it on Liam Cohen and say, well, Liam Cohen wanted this guy or that guy. This is his scouting department now. His people under him. He just hired another guy from the Rams to be his.
Yeah, one of the
analytics guys, right? So this is it, man. So this is all on him now.
Well, yeah.
So could you see him with 12 picks? That's a lot of picks. We're not going to pick 12 players.
No.
Yeah, well, so we're gonna have to we're gonna use some of that capital.
Well, the guy before had 12, and then said no one would trade with us, and then
was gonna get out of
took all 12.
Picked them all. Might have had 13.
Yeah, that's
I think
crazy.
he had 13.
Yeah, that's
Picked
crazy.
them all. But yeah,
I can guarantee you this cat's not going to take 12 players.
You would not think
I
so.
agree.
No.
I agree 100%.
And the other part is that Coach and I were doing this in the podcast, which I totally appreciate what Gladstone is saying. I'm not going to sign a guy as a veteran that's going to limit the opportunity for a young player to develop and become a starter. And I agree with that. That's in a lot of ways the Ronald Darby and Jarian Jones type of chatter. Yeah. They brought a guy in and signed him thinking they needed to have somebody to plug in, and then they go in the third round, they pick Jarian Jones, and Jarian Jones is not the exact same position player,
right? But they felt that they were good enough.
Yeah.
That they bring in a veteran guy that they're going to go farther, get into the playoffs, and go forward.
Yeah.
That this group right here, in my opinion, they're going to win now. But they're looking to 2 years. This group that's in here as free agents, they can all be out of here in 2 years,
which
they don't develop.
Right.
All right. So then, does that philosophy of what you're saying, Joe, what James Gladstone said, does that mean guys like Javon Foster and Prince, that those are the guys that need to play better, that need to then become next level type players?
Absolutely.
So then it's critical is the coaching factor.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, yeah, you hope, and let's just say on top of those guys that were
Johnson,
here,
the guys that need
like,
to be players.
Like Foster and Prince didn't play a whole lot. Foster hardly played at all. Prince
Mason Smith
did play later. Mason played more than the other two, but all these guys that we're mentioning, they all need to do the uptick, and they don't need anybody that they don't need to bring in a mid-level veteran. They need to make those guys better. So the coaching staff, yes, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, Devin Lloyd. There are any number of young guys
but
you can
we're
point
going
out.
we're going into what?
Year 5, right?
Yeah. Is it year 5? Anyway, we're
year 4.
Yeah, I think it's year 4.
Yeah.
And so
he's still considered a quote unquote young guy. He's still got at some point he's got to turn it up, man.
And they got to make a decision on a player option for him coming up in just past the draft. They got to make that decision. But the whole essence of this is draft better and coach better.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely. It's all about development for this group right here. I'm telling you right now.
That's kind of my point. If you're gonna say we need young guys to play, then you better coach them better.
All right, so let's make this the 10-10 take because I do want Coach to chime in on this before we head to the top.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Hunger pangs. I don't really know the origin of the word P-A-N-G as opposed to just straight old hunger pains, which I can have about this time of the afternoon. Sonny's will cure them for you. All you got to do is roll through there, get you a delicious dinner, take it home, dine in, whatever it might be. They got curbside pickup. They will take care of you. That's for sure. Lunch, dinner, or any special barbecue occasion. Check out your local Sonny's. So we mentioned this briefly yesterday. Let's bring it back up before Coach heads out. If nothing else, whether this is the rumor mill or just the old chatter that takes place in the offseason, the fact that back-to-back number 1 overall picks in the NFL draft in years 21 and 22 have been rumored to possibly be available in this offseason screams James Gladstone saying, I am going to make everyone a little uncomfortable. I'm going to make this roster better because Trent Baalke was in charge. It was a no-brainer picking Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor, we all know, still represents the future, but has to make that uptick in performance and eliminate mistakes, but he was still part of the chatter. And then this past weekend, WalterFootball.com comes out with the idea that Jacksonville doesn't want to trade him, but would be willing to listen to offers. That was, I don't know whether it was Leon's source, but it was at least Walter Football's source that came up
what does your source have to say about that, by the way?
And so anyway, he's no longer an insider. He's done. And so at least 2 overall number 1 picks are being put out there as saying, hey, let's float a trial balloon. Let's hear what the discussion looks like because this team's leadership now wants to make things better. That's the 10-10 take. Not saying that Trevor's going to get shipped out or Trayvon is going to get shipped out, but at the same time, make people start to look around and go, man, I better make sure I'm playing my best every play.
I think that's a perfect situation from the standpoint when he makes the statement that we want this group of rookies coming in to be able to play early. I don't want a veteran coming in here and holding them back.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of veterans on this team right now.
Yeah.
Well, that put a little pressure on them because if one of these guys comes in, the fifth round pick comes in, and Mason Smith's sitting there, or Armstead, and this guy's out playing them.
Yeah,
they're going to be in the game, and then they're done.
Right.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
Whether it's Hampton or whoever it is.
That expiration date
is
just
gone.
hit. Yeah.
He's gone.
Expired.
Yeah,
Expired.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's good. I like that they're going to be uncomfortable because for far too long, Jacksonville has been a rest stop for getting overpaid and underperforming when it comes to free agents. So I'm glad that he's going to build through the draft, because you got the young kid for a couple of years before you have to pay him and then make those veterans feel uncomfortable.
I do love the rest stop. I love that. All right, we're going to.
I don't know that he actually leaked that out, but I'd be okay if he did leak it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even though you're not trading a guy that's had 20.5 sacks in the last 2 years,
Right. Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I'm all right that everybody in that locker room feels a little on edge.
Yeah, and I doubt, I don't know, like you said, we don't know whether he would have been, but something is in the churn.
Right.
Just to kind of see what is being said or thought out there. Coach, great stuff as always. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And by the way, tournament brackets, you got to fill yours out. Okay.
I'm not a big tournament bracket
Oh,
guy.
wait till he
Gosh,
finds
I
out.
thought you'd have like 5 brackets. Really? You're not a tournament bracket guy?
Hey, as soon as we go to commercial break, competition is now in his brain right now. He's going to fill out a bracket as soon as we're done with this 2 o'clock hour. It's XL Primetime.
Bone-crushing blows to game-winning goals. Yes! Feel the energy on 1010XL.
History!
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Miller Lite for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you got to do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. The overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the Free Beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
This is head coach Matthew Driscoll from the UNF men's basketball team. When our players suffer an orthopedic injury, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists gets our players back on the court pain-free.
We appreciate the endorsements from our high school and college coaches. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Wing Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
It's ET here, and did you know that slow-speed accidents can still cause serious injuries? Ignoring minor pain today can mean big problems tomorrow. Don't wait. Call my guys at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center, the auto accident experts.
You are in for a treat on Saturday, March 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. at Tobacco Cove, where the smoke is rich and the deals are hotter than a lit cigar. It's time for the La Aroma de Cuba cigar event. With great cigars, mouth-watering food, and awesome prizes. What more could you want? Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road. More than a cigar store, it's an experience.
We're
We're giving away free AC inspections to our wonderful customers who now call and schedule. But you must act today. A deal this good won't last forever. Call 904-862-6769. DuckDuckAC.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beard's has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses and fine print. Beard's has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beard's doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beard's Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The team at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to book your next round of golf with us. At Hidden Hills, we love the game, and we'll provide you with a memorable golf experience at one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Spring and summer registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball. Plus, all new girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports with fields and gyms all over 3 counties. And the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Gun charges, drug charges. I'm Attorney Malcolm Anthony, and I specialize in handling these types of felony cases. Stay out of trouble. But if you don't, call me at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
I'm Max Finke with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Next week, a big-time rivalry is going down on the diamond as Florida and Florida State baseball will square off right here in Jacksonville at Five Star Ballpark Tuesday, March 25th. Gator Bowl Sports announced yesterday that the fan-favorite event is sold out. For fans attending the game, this information will be helpful for navigating parking and ballpark entry. Prepaid parking is on sale for $10 per space and available through the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl offices. To purchase, call 904-798-5999. Game day parking is available in Lot J and Lot P. Both lots are cashless and accept credit card payments only. Gates will open with staggered timing, allowing fans to partake in batting practices. Home plate gate will open at 3:30 and remaining ballpark gates open at 4:30 p.m. First pitch scheduled for 6. It's 69 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I just asked Big Searcy if he's studying that bracket, if he's breaking it down, filling it out. We just handed off one of the office brackets and these, of course, were just matchsticks. Okay, nothing else.
Of course.
Yeah. They estimate.
A lot of matchsticks, though.
Yeah. But I'm asking Leon about his bracket. TLD sends me this one story, which comes out quite often around this time of the year. The amount of, the lack of productivity that will take place among workforces across these United States because of the NCAA tournament.
Right.
And they estimate, and it's so funny, I don't know how they come up with this stuff, but the headline reads, March Madness could potentially cost U.S. economy up to $20 billion due to lost productivity. Survey finds.
Was that Diane's way of telling you to stop gambling?
Yeah, she said, pay attention, do your job. But it's also the fact that everyone is just watching the games and not doing their job.
Right.
So it's $20 billion in if the sales guy's supposed to be out making calls and delivering deals,
right?
He's on his phone watching the games all the way to the end, or whatever scenario. Maybe he'll be with us at Twin Peaks on Thursday, hanging out. So what does your bracket look like?
Well, look, I'm scanning the terrain, and I'm looking. I already got 2 upsets already.
Oh, really? You do?
I'm just, yeah. I got
Norfolk State.
No.
Oh, easy.
No.
Easy.
No. Oh, I would love that, but no, I don't have that one.
What are you talking about? You're orange and blue to the death.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, I know who you're rooting for.
You disgust me. I love orange and blue to the death.
I know who you're rooting for.
You disgust me. I got Yale over Texas A&M.
Okay.
And UC San Diego.
That's going to be
Michigan.
a rock fight, that Yale Texas A&M game.
Yeah.
That's like two teams that play really good deal.
Yeah, they got Michigan. I'm just looking at
Michigan.
Right. Yeah, because it's going to be.
It's that 12 over 5.
12 over 5, always. Florida. Let me see. Florida, Norfolk State. Oh, I hope that's a fight to the end. I don't want y'all to lose. I just want y'all to be nervous a little bit. But y'all probably beat them by 60.
I do think when you talk about any championship-bound team, they have that one game usually that stresses them right to the limit, and they come up with whatever it is.
It won't be this one.
Yeah, it does not appear right now. We'll see.
Might be round 2.
Yeah, but
they're 28.5-point favorites.
Yeah,
against Norfolk State.
Against the Red Storm, and that of course is at the bottom of the bracket. That's the one that would have most worried right now among Gator Nation. Now that's for sure. But you're just talking about it's so unpredictable the way the tournament has unfolded here over the last handful of years. Kind of coming to the realization that there's so much player movement, and you used to be able to look for senior laden or upperclassmen heavy rosters that had all that experience of playing together that would pay off. Well, think of the upperclassmen, and they're all transfer portal guys. They haven't been playing together. And so who do you like, Matt, as far as looking at your bracket?
I keep thinking it's going to be the 4-1s.
Well, that's
and that hasn't happened
you're
in
gonna
how
pick
long?
chalk all the way.
Yeah,
huh?
it hasn't happened in I think 8 years or 7 or 8 years. But I mean, clearly there's going to be upsets throughout this tournament. But I keep looking at I don't see anybody beating Auburn in that bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody beating if Florida plays its game.
Right.
I don't see anybody beating Florida in that bracket.
Yeah.
And if Cooper Flagg is healthy, which it appears he's going to be healthy, it's going to take a ridiculous upset of Duke, which has happened before in the tournament. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one year that JJ, the Trailblazers guard, what's his name, that upset Duke that year?
The former Trailblazers guard, Lillard?
No, not Dame. Not Dame, the other one. McCullough.
Shabazz?
McCullough, CJ McCullough.
Oh, McCollum.
Yeah,
also
McCollum.
not with the Blazers, but yes.
Right. But when he did that, he was on some Southern Conference team, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, and just played an unbelievable game. They beat Duke.
Lehigh.
Lehigh, not Southern Conference.
Patriot
League, right? So, but my point is, it's going to take a CJ McCollum type game to beat Duke, to beat all these ones. Actually, it's gonna take a rare moment, which is that's the best part about this tournament is in college football, you cannot have one guy get hot and they win a game against a team they shouldn't beat.
Yeah.
In college basketball, you can have one guy get hot and they beat a team they shouldn't beat.
Very true. But I just feel like now you are looking at rotation, depth, bench, all that stuff. And I just don't think there aren't too many of the Danny Mannings in this world that are left that can will their team all the way to the finish line or take them deep. We were talking about our dude from NC State that we all were rooting for last year that just came on strong, and they became, even though they were from the ACC, they were so disregarded or seated so low that people didn't expect them to step up. DJ Jones, remember him last year? It was just crazy that he was able to will that team down the stretch. And it just so happened, my buddies and me will get together tonight and we'll throw back some wings and some cold beers. And it's kind of every year, no science attached to it or skill attached to it. We're just drawing names, okay? And we're throwing money in the pot and we're just drawing names. And it just so happened I had NC State. So I had one of the kind of Cinderellas that was able to make it deep. And I was nothing but a DJ Burns fan. And that guy, he did kind of put him on his back. Listen to these numbers. 5 of the past 6 at-large teams with 14 losses or more. Think of how big that number is. 14 losses during the season. 5 of the last 6 at-large teams with 14-plus losses or more have won their first-round game. So there's upsets out there. You just got to find them. You got to figure out which 12 over 5 is going to be the one.
Oh, I got one.
All right, what do you got?
Liberty over Oregon.
Okay.
That's Liberty is a 12.
That's 12 over 5. You love that 12 over 5.
I love the 12 over, absolutely.
Oregon's playing really well right now, actually.
Yeah. Well, they
Tell me something about Liberty.
Oh, nothing.
Just a gut.
Just a gut. Just a gut.
Hey, you know what's going to happen? Like, Liberty will beat them and Leon come in. I told you.
Told you.
This
is
what
a
does
team
your source say
right now
about
with
Liberty,
Lucas
by the
Glover,
way?
though.
There's a team in here called High Point that's in the tournament.
In North Carolina, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They got Purdue. I like High Point.
I like that game, actually. I like that upset a lot.
That's
an 11
analysis.
over 4, right?
Yes.
That is analysis.
First, he found out High Point existed, and
Isn't
then
that a
3
13 over
seconds
4?
later, he
I like
liked
it.
They
them.
were the win.
I like it. By the way, JJ did bring up, and we do need to give you some love, even a round of applause. Your Lucas Glover poll
Awesome.
was
Fantastic.
legendary.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Legendary.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I told
Finished tied for 3rd.
I told the great Tiger Elijah, who texted me, and he was so stoked. I said, Big Searce is on the Lucas train right now, and he absolutely loved it. And so you're just looking for something. A 15 seed has won a first round game in 3 of the past 4 years.
Wow.
Each of those teams went on to at least the Sweet 16. And it's funny, it's hard to remember these. Like, would I be willing to make this a perfecto, JJ, if I thought that they might?
Let's do it.
All right.
Perfecto!
Thank you. From the Atlantic to the Pacifico. Let's see if you can make a little perfecto out of this question. A delicious Mexican lager found in Baja, imported by surfers for those that live life anchors up. Not an easy question, but just kind of stroll back in your memory bank. You ready again? You ready?
Yeah.
I want you to pay attention.
Yes.
Okay, because you're not going to revise my question and tell me how scattered it was, okay? Because I've already asked it once, and you still don't have a guess. A 15 seed has won a first-round game in 3 of the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Each of those teams went on to reach at least the Sweet 16.
That's the crazier stat to me.
Yeah. So can
They
you
ended up
name
winning another
one-
game.
Can you name one from 23, 22,
St. Peter's
or 21?
I don't know
Okay.
the other 2. I don't think. St.
You
Peter's
might have
definitely
just said one, Lehigh.
What about
No,
Florida
that was a
Gulf
while ago.
Coast? Was it
No, that was a
Florida?
while ago, too.
No.
He's talking from 23, 22, and 21, right?
Yeah.
So St. Peter's is 1.
Wait a minute. FAU.
FAU? Nah, I don't know if they were.
Dude, they went to the Final Four.
I don't think they were 15,
No.
bro.
They might have been an 8. They might-
Dusty got a job on that bad boy.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, this is.
Was North Carolina State was not a.
No, they were not. No.
They, I believe, might have been an
They were
11.
11, yeah.
They were fun to watch last year.
They really were.
Big Baby. I called them Big
DJ
Baby.
Jones was so awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a High Point, Leon. It's going to be somebody like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say St. Peter's, Wofford, and I will say
UMBC.
an Ivy League school.
What about
I will
that
say
University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Remember them?
Oh, they were good too.
I'll say Yale. St.
All right.
Pete, Yale, and what I say, St. Pete, Yale, and Wofford.
Okay, so we've at least thrown some stuff out, and there's at least one ding in this whole bad boy. Okay, I'll give you credit that at least you said Ivy League, although it's not the correct Ivy League team. It was Princeton in 2023. Hard to believe that they made it.
I know you're going to say this is Hacker. I was literally going to say Princeton. Then I said, no, I think it's Yale.
Changed it. Didn't work out. Oral Roberts.
Oh, to you.
In 2021.
Interesting.
In 2021. But the one he gets right, and we'll just throw a perfecto your way. The Elite Eight, they made it. Okay?
Yeah.
The Elite Eight. So it was
Remember
even...
the dude with the mustache, the little guard?
Past the Sweet 16. St. Peter's. It was...
Remember that cat with the mustache?
Yeah, he's like a middle school principal or something now.
Is he really?
Yeah, I sent it to you guys earlier.
I got to
in
look
that
this
text.
up because it's so funny because JJ sent the X post, Cinderella Legends of March Madness. Where are they now? It includes DJ Burns,
who's in, I think, China.
Yeah, he's wearing the Chinese alphabet.
And he's bigger than he was last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has not slimmed down.
Okay,
He needs awakened. There's
he's
no doubt
playing.
about it.
Yeah, he's playing in South Korea.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, for the Goyong Sono Sky Gunners, which is just awesome.
Sky Gunners, I love it, man.
They got a
let's
good
see.
squad this year.
All right, so remember Jack Golke? Remember what that guy did? That guy was a one-man machine for Oakland. Remember how many points he scored down the stretch? Oakland was one fun
out of
watch
Michigan
last year. He is playing for the G League's Motor City Cruise. Doug Eater, the St. Peter's guy you're talking about, is the high school assistant coach at Bergen Catholic.
Not even the head coach.
And by the way, he's still rocking the stash. Okay.
He is. Look at him,
Yeah,
man.
that stash is still pretty strong.
So,
let's see
He
here.
can shoot, though, boy. I'll tell you what.
Cameron Krutwig from Loyola Chicago, which they were the ones with the sister,
Oh, that's right.
Sister Mary or something like that.
Yeah.
She was like in her 90s. He's playing in Spain's like second division. And then we do have Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast from 2013. Right. Sherwood Brown, the guy with the dreads, he's now playing for Iraq's Al-Kahar.
Wow.
Yes. Joey Rodriguez, if you remember him, VCU's run in 2011. He's FIU's assistant head coach. And I'll give you one more.
Yeah, take that one right there.
Ali Forka-Mensch from Northern Iowa. They had a great run. He's now a Colorado assistant coach.
That was when they lost to Texas A&M in like double overtime. They had the game won, and Texas A&M scored like 11 points in the last 40 seconds or something to tie it.
I got to give
Remember
you
that?
one more.
Yeah, you got to get Pittsnoggle in
I was
there,
about
man.
to say, Kevin Pittsnoggle from West Virginia, 2005 and 6.
Where is he now?
He is now the Martinsburg North Middle School principal.
Oh, my God.
And he has a huge mountain man beard.
Oh, my God, I
rocking the
see him
beard.
right now.
He's
my God,
rocking
let me
the
see
beard.
that, Joe. Let me
He looks so good. And then
He looks like he's 80, Joe. Let me see that.
But I do love Harold Arsenault. He is now
The show.
a music producer.
I don't remember
yeah,
him.
the show.
Yeah. You see,
Oh,
look at
Weber
that
State.
beard.
Dude, Pittsnoggle.
1999.
He can't be any more than, what, 40? He looks like he's 80.
Yeah, that's him.
That's that West Virginia hard living,
So
man.
you guys can check this out just as far as the Blast from the Past College Sports Daily. Wow. JJ, I'll just retweet it now because it is so cool as far as some of those great names. And DJ Jones was our dude.
You know him for
a
like
year
2
ago.
weeks
Yeah.
at the most.
I was at that NCAA tournament when the show beat North Carolina. We scored 41 against them. Oh, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, that is pretty good. And there were one-man takeover games like you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see if we get any of those types of moments from some of these guys. All right, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. It is XL Primetime. We'll stay a little bit on Hoop and March Madness coming up here in just a second, but then work our way back to football.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of business.
And business is good. 1010 XL.
Taking care of business every day.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell him Jennifer sent ya.
Hey Jacksonville, Don from Taco Lou here. Spring has sprung, the temps are rising, and the summer is on the way. In our world, that can only mean one thing. Cinco is coming. Yes, the day everyone gets their taco fix and margarita fix. It could possibly be the best Monday of the year this year. If you're sitting at your desk on a Monday thinking, no tacos for me, well, think again. We wouldn't let a big day like Cinco de Mayo slip by just because it's a Monday. Skip work or get the day off. But come and celebrate with us at Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach. Maybe take Tuesday off. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. Showroom is Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs, we've got motorcycles, we've got scooters, we even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
I'm Max Fink, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gator! New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic.
You're apo what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow. I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but...
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Join UF Health Jacksonville for their inaugural Golf Classic on Friday, April 25th at Amelia River Club. Sponsorships and foursomes are available. Visit ufhealthjacks.org/golf for details. See you on the course.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Having fun talking about the NCAA tournament, some of those mascots, some of those schools that have never been there. Leon's locks when it comes to teams he's just learning about, which I love. This guy will get behind. He will get behind a team he just found out about, which I love, man.
And he usually nails it too. He usually will say, "Oh yeah, this is the guy."
I'm officially after Lucas Glover. I'm officially scared. Okay, because at that point I'm like, where did that come from?
He's been talking about Southern Illinois University Edwardsville all day and their matchup against, who do they play? Houston.
We don't know. But everyone is trying to find that upset, that 12/5, probably more than anywhere else. One other one that I thought was kind of interesting was that an 11 seed in the last handful of years has made it into the Elite Eight. And that is not easy to do. And so you just kind of got to look far and wide for whatever you think is either that dude that can carry a team or a lot of veteran experience. There may be transfer portal guys, but still experienced players that have been tournament worthy more than 1 year, and see if you can figure out who it is. But it's just not easy. And then you might just gravitate to picking mascots when it's all said and done, which is fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. I'm all about it too. All right, real quick.
The problem is you don't know who the mascots for a lot of these teams are.
Like,
High Point,
Lipscomb. I used to know Lipscomb. Oh man,
UNC Wilmington,
A-Sun school, isn't it?
Isn't
Lipscomb part of the A-Sun?
Yeah, Lipscomb is A-Sun.
And a Baptist school up there in Nash Vegas. They're right up there. I want to say
Lions. Is that what it is?
I don't know. But when you have this many schools that could be part of an NCAA tournament, it's not easy to keep track of all the mascots. 1010 Ozzy came in and gave us a pop quiz. It was embarrassing.
Did he put that up yet? Because that is embarrassing.
I don't know. It was terrible. And I don't even know if you went,
actually is what it is.
If you went to football, then I would do that much better. But basketball, tough. It really is. All right. So let's go back to one thing we were talking about earlier. And I actually feel like I don't like to give Mel Kiper a ton of love. And this one may have just been straight up obvious. But his assessment of where this football team is at in the interior part of the defensive line was just the good old bullseye. And so that may be still the biggest, most glaring weakness for this football team, Leon, post-free agency, pre-draft. Now, Matt mentioned it earlier. There's still a gaping hole at that cornerback position opposite Tyson Campbell. But is it still interior defensive line to you? Or
we got to find somebody in the middle. We got my only concern with Mason Graham is his lack of productivity as far as sacks go. Because I looked up Sapp and I looked up Aaron Donald. I'm not saying this guy's any of those guys, but when I looked at the stats, I mean, you're talking about 10 sacks here, 8 sacks here, 9 sacks here, 11 sacks. So 3.5 scares me a little bit. Now, because if you tell me he's a disruptor interiorly, I mean, the number of sacks has got to be a lot more than what we have. But I've seen them play. I've seen him and Grant play together in that Ohio State game, and they're both disruptors. I saw them in the backfield the whole game, whether it be run or pass. So, I mean, the sacks might be a little low, but I know if he's going to play the 3 technique, most of the time he's going to get individual battles. And if he can win those as far as sacks and stopping the run, then I think we got something.
All right, so I hear you guys, or I should say I read you guys on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures and giving me grief because I think they still need offensive linemen. They picked, they just got 3 in free agency. What more do you want? I've seen all that. And I'd be very happy with an offensive lineman at 5.
Yeah.
But that being said, I actually think that receiver is a more glaring need than interior defensive line right now.
But do you want to go that high?
I don't know.
5?
I don't know. I don't know if you trade back and then you pick up a receiver. Whatever. My point is, what do you have there right now?
No.
You got Brian Thomas Jr. and what?
I agree. Well, you got De'Ami Brown, but yeah, you're right. You don't have a whole hell of a lot. And the only thing is picking that position that high. I want you to hold that thought because I got to get to that in real quick because this is pressing. Okay, right.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I owe C Daddy and a bunch of other Lipscomb alumni an apology. It's not a Baptist school. I mean, what was I thinking?
Liberty is a Baptist.
Okay, it's a
Liberty
Christian
is
school.
the Christian school.
And I probably could have profiled a student and quickly realized it was not Baptist. All right, so C Daddy, I apologize. But he did point out quickly that it's the bison, okay?
Well, I wasn't even close to that animal. I said
bison.
Just because.
Okay, so there you go.
I went with the alliteration, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, which makes some sense at times. But yeah, the Fighting Bisons, a Christian
Do they call it the
university.
I
should have been smart.
Ask him on the text line if they call it the bison or like North Dakota State where they call it the bison.
Yeah, the bison. I don't know. With a Z, you're saying.
Yeah,
Can I ask you guys a serious question about being a Gator fan? I know you're no longer one, Matt, but I hear like the way some people say it, like Hayes Carolina and Lauren, I heard her say the other day, they'll say like Gators fans, like Gators fan. Like if you're a Gator fan.
Okay, yeah.
But I've always, my whole life, I've said Gator fan.
Right. Instantly off the tongue, it's Gator fans. That's what it is.
Okay.
Wait, it's what? I didn't hear what you said. I didn't
Gators
catch it.
with an S. When you say like
Did you-
Gator fans,
Did you say plural or singular? I couldn't tell.
he
Gator
says
fans.
like Gators fans.
I'm asking you, say plural or singular?
Single.
I don't want to hear how you say it. You're saying
Single.
it's singular. Okay.
Single, yeah.
Because I couldn't tell when you said it.
Because I would say Gator fans, and there's no S.
See, I still can't tell what it is.
That's so funny.
As a journalist, what's the correct way to say it,
It's
Matt?
Gators.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, I'm just a hillbilly.
Yeah.
No,
which-
you're just from Ocala. It's not
Yeah.
hillbilly.
Okay, so then are you going to say Gator Nation, or are you going to say Gators Nation?
Oh, well, I guess that means it would be Gators.
Well, that's Gator.
Nation.
That's singular. Gator
Yeah.
Nation. Because that's what they've chosen it to be.
You know what I'm going to say?
Whatever you want.
Get her done. Okay. Yeah, get her
Just
done.
say go Gator.
Gators got that Rama Jamma. Ooh, ah. And so, but I've always felt like it's Gator Nation, it's Gator fans. But whenever, like, if I go on X and I want to say, hey, Gator fans, I probably do type in Gators.
Yeah, because everybody looks up
With the
Gators, yeah.
hashtag is the only reason I would put it that way. If I wasn't putting the hashtag in there, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, my guess is that Hayes and Lawrence say Gators because it's the J school and them coming out. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I happened to matriculate through that J school too, and I
know
just
you did, but
I didn't.
They
I
had
didn't,
different experiences.
Not so much,
probably.
right?
I didn't receive the full journalistic education.
That was by your
they did.
choice, though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Hayes, look, I failed a typing test. That's what spun me into radio, and I couldn't be happier. All right, it's the best thing that.
Those were stressful, man.
Yeah.
Especially we did it on the
You did it on a typewriter. I did it on a typewriter in the dean's office.
It's a little stressful.
Yeah, because I was
Had the white out.
Yeah, I was just jerking around, not declaring what major I was going to be.
Right.
And then once you had the major, you had to declare what medium or discipline you were going to go into. And then I failed the typing test. Went into radio.
Into that.
Rest is history. The decision was made for me, not by me, which definitely has happened many times. That's for sure. All right. So any upsets, we'll ask for them again tomorrow, but start studying that bracket and let's get in on it. You can go to 1010xl.com. You got the bracket challenge right there. Real easy to load up and fill it out and make sure that you are in the 1010XL bracket challenge. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. We wrap ours up coming up in just a bit.
Catch the draft and accelerate to the checkered flag.
To the checkered flag.
This Sunday at Miami. NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, or even a couple $100,000? If you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto is the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash, so you can pay off all your credit cards or start that home remodel. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. There's virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, often no appraisals. Listen, the average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That's your money. Use it. One client got $150,000 out and paid off all their credit cards, 2 car loans, and a personal loan, cutting their monthly expenses by $1,500. You can get approved in as little as 1 day, so act now with no hard credit pull up front. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. Get the money you need for anything at 904-999-1508 or just go to LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Tired of supermarket produce that's traveled thousands of miles before you get it? Treat your family to farm-fresh, Florida-grown fruits and veggies delivered right to your home with Doorbell Farms. No supply chain issues or questionable origins, just seasonal produce handpicked from local farmers. Subscribe monthly and enjoy the best local farm produce delivered right to you. Sign up now at doorbellfarms.com. Connecting real people to real family farms. Doorbellfarms.com.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 18, 2001, Indiana Pacers Reggie Miller becomes the first player in NBA history to accumulate 2,000 three-pointers after hitting 4 in a win over Sacramento.
Spring is in the air. Time to wake up your lawn with Heroes Lawn Care. Say goodbye to pesky mosquitoes with their organic and spray treatments. Perfect for outdoor fun. Keep your lawn clean and fresh with their pet waste removal for homes and businesses. Heroes Lawn Care takes care of it all, from mowing, edging, fertilizer, to irrigation, and much more. Visit heroeslawncare.com.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindowWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
WindowWorld also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hicken here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
Zero Res. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is I love NCAA basketball this time of the year.
Let me interrupt you real quick. I love when Searcy's got his phone and he's looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
That he's getting serious now.
Yeah,
he's getting serious right now.
Yeah, I love NCAA tournament time because I do not root for the favorites. I'm always looking for Cinderella. I got a few that can wear the slip. Montana.
I like that pick. I like that.
High Point. Drake. Wofford.
Love the Drake.
Either one.
UC San Diego. I mean, I've got
the Tritons.
The Tritons. And I just found out that Oral Roberts mascot because I thought it was
the man up above.
Yeah, it's actually Eli, the Golden Eagle.
Oh.
I had to figure. I said, well, Oral Roberts, who their mascot would be, and I said, okay, let me go look it up.
Like the Fighting
You know what's
Friars
funny?
or something
He
like
was
that.
like very quiet during the break.
Oh yeah,
He
he's
didn't say anything. Like you were studying. is
I
what you were
was,
doing.
bro. Yeah, bracketology, baby.
Dropping some knowledge is what
I
he's
like,
doing.
I like Montana. That's good. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
My takeaways tonight's the first day of the tournament, right? We got. Don't we have 2 games?
You got
tonight?
play-ins, man, and by this time next year, it's probably going to be 72, 78. I don't know how many teams are going to get in next year.
Oh, it's going to be a
68
lot.
right now.
There were this is,
And
we
that's
talked
just
about this.
football.
Yeah, it's football is going to expand. The NCAA tournament, basketball tournament will expand. The College World Series will expand. It's all going to expand because they need more content. But it's just is what it is. Where we are. So you got tonight. You got St. Francis and Alabama State, correct?
Yep,
Yes.
and then North
Carolina at San Diego State. North Carolina better win that game.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose that game, oh boy, that committee will be. I mean, it'll be as bad as the football committee picking Indiana. Seriously,
It's just embarrassing that it's so obvious.
They had one quad win.
One quad one win.
West Virginia had 4.
And I'm trying to think between the two. Let me see if I can find this because
Indiana won at Michigan State and at Purdue and didn't get in.
Yeah, but guess what? I would more likely watch a tournament game if I see that blue color than West Virginia.
I thought you were going to say, guess what? Indiana got in the football, so they got to.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's for guys like me.
But
it's all money thing. You just said that's why they're expanding. That's all they care about.
Yeah. And
Get North Carolina in there. I'll watch them.
And so, then when you go to 72, 78, 96, whatever number of teams they come up with, then they will have just drop in Carolina, Indiana, whomever.
They'll have like a lifetime membership.
Yes,
those
and
teams.
it'll be like Bill Self. You can't fire him. He'll tell you when he's leaving. And it's just crazy that we have reached this point, but it's nothing more than brand awareness. It's that powder blue, it's Chapel Hill, it's eyeballs on them, and it's just the way it is. But there are 2, what was the other team? Anyway, one quad one win from them. The other one I'm trying to think of anyway, combined for 2-21 was their record in quad one games.
Right.
It's awful. It's awful. So I know that you have to have the mix of, 37 automatic bids in terms of champions, and then you start to fill in the at-larges and whatnot.
Right.
And what number would they go to, Matt? What are they talking about that they would actually, conceivably and realistically do?
My guess would be the idea would be to get obviously more games for the sale. So I would think you'd go at least another 12 teams. I mean, you're going to try and make that play-in round greater, have more significance, and it might even push the tournament back 1 week. You know what I mean? Like if you have a play-in round of, say, 16 teams.
That is a lot,
right? You have a play-in round of 16 teams to get two that go to the next level that begins the following week. That way you get
that's
teams
how
a
they're
chance to
trying to
rest
put it
up
together?
and it's not going to be like they're going to add 2 or 3. When they add, they're going to add. It's not going to be like the playoff where you add 1 or 2, or you go from, instead of 14 or 16, it's going to be from 68 to 80, 82, something like that.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Why do they have the NIT? I've never watched the NIT tournament.
Bro, they have 2 postseason tournaments. The NIT and something. What's
Really?
the other one? The
CIS?
CIS, yeah.
I've never watched either of them. So sad.
I wish we had a football NIT. We would have wrecked it this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was reading Front Office Sports, one of them that keeps an eye on the business of it, and Las Vegas is creating a 16-team invitational, and they're basically going to just take off and wall off the NIT. And the NIT have received no's from certain programs that just said, nah, pass, not interested. And that's just
Northwestern was one of them.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. And you can't I know there are a lot of basketball teams, but there aren't a lot of eyeballs to watch those other tournaments that people don't care about. And they're trying to create importance and relevance in those tournaments and invitationals, and no one cares. The joke forever with the NIT is, hey, congratulations, you're the 65th best team in America if you win the NIT.
Right.
Well, we'll think about football had an NIT. We'll watch it.
I believe so.
But look at the teams
They do have an NIT. It's the bowl games.
Yeah.
It's the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yeah,
It is the Pop-Tart Bowl.
We just bench our quarterback at halftime.
Where your quarterback willingly benched himself at halftime.
The teams that didn't make it in.
What bowl game did you win, Leon?
Huh?
They didn't win it.
Bowl game I won?
No.
Oh.
I was just talking
about we won the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we've been all year. First half team.
Yeah, we're not going to get him. He's just as pissed off as anybody about that team. So
All
we're
right,
not
but
gonna get him.
speaking of that, we got an angry one on the text line. Can you please put down your losing a Gator hat, you suck a Hurricane hat, and talk about the greatest program in the history of college football? Because if you don't like it, you better learn to love it, because the Georgia Bulldogs are the greatest thing going. Woo! Exclamation point from our texter. He got a little fired
So he's
up.
fired up. Is he fired up about them playing
He
in the
got a
first
little
round? Is that what he's doing? Or was this about football?
Oh, this started out with whether they are Gators fans or Gator fans. That's how this whole
He
text
just doesn't
started.
even like them being brought up at all.
But his talk to text was rather lengthy. But he did get the woo exclamation point in there. So I had to give it to him. Georgia's got an important season coming up. They do. The
Dogs.
Yes.
Still don't know
Like
what they're
the
going to do
dog
at
dogs.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
talking to
see.
one of the great dogs yesterday at the Players after the Monday finish and the Rory win. And he immediately pointed out if they get that last quarterback recruit that they got their eyes on right now up in the state of Tennessee, that will be that it'll all come together. That will be the needle that will sew that whole
The 5-star cat for 26, you mean?
Yeah, but that's what he's talking about. It's just trying to figure out,
They
in other
still
words,
might get somebody from the spring portal for this coming year.
Very possible.
Yeah. So
Very
I
possible.
wouldn't give that away either.
Yeah, and I wouldn't think that like Kirby right now has some kind of plan that is beyond Gunnar Stockton. It has to be. And that transfer, that spring portal will help tell that story if it's going to go down.
At least a fallback, just in case it doesn't work with Gunnar. Yeah.
Well, yeah, a 5-star fallback. Is that what you're saying?
No, a transfer portal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got you. I thought you meant him as a 5-star fallback.
No.
Well, wouldn't you consider him a fallback plan?
He
was a 5-star.
I think it was a 4-star actually.
Oh, okay.
But
Never
he's
mind. Take it back.
they like him. They do like him.
Yeah,
so
they do.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Indiana's mad at us. Well, y'all chill on Indiana football. All the first-round losers got smoked. At least their opponent reached the national championship game. I do love that. Hey, we printed up bumper stickers before.
That Indiana coach was playing to not get blown out in a winner-take-all playoff game. Yeah. It was a disgrace what happened in that Notre Dame game. And then because they sort of made it look semi-close at the end doesn't mean we forgot what actually happened, bro.
Hey, Signetti is a winner, okay? Google me, all right?
That was the most embarrassing part because he was talking all that crap before the game just to go out on the field and completely just play to not get blown out like he did against Ohio State.
Yeah.
We all watched the games, bro.
But I think more than honestly, what I came away with is thinking, my God, man, if you just had an offense, because they didn't. They just did not have an offense.
Well, they did all season. They just didn't in that game.
Not in this particular game against that defense, which is how it unfolded. That's for sure. So I'm looking forward to what these storylines do turn into, Leon, coming into the fall, because there's a feisty bunch out there now. We're in spring football. We're starting to see a little bit of what these teams are going to look like. We still don't have a true picture of what all these teams are going to look like. We don't even know if we're going to see what we're going to see from Carson Beck. Probably nothing, just in terms of on the football field. But anyway, I love the feistiness of it.
Yeah, I do too. Mario was a little premature. At one presser, he said, "We run this state." I said, "Whoa, Mario, easy."
That was after Florida State.
Yeah. Well, he said he said it again during spring ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So hey, 1 year, ease up a little bit. Let's have a little bit more consistency before you talk about running the state, bro.
And by the way, they needed to get to the finish line.
That part,
which would have been,
Yeah, you lost, and your 2 games down the stretch next year is cold weather games. You got Virginia. What is it? Virginia Tech and Pitt and Virginia Tech back to back on the road.
Yeah. It might be some
seems
snow
like
there, bro.
seems like the same scenario, bro. I think we're going to play well, but got to go through the finish line, bro.
Yeah, and I do very much want to see how healthy Carson Beck is. I think he will be with no problem.
Emotionally?
Well, yeah, he might be scarred emotionally with what all's been going on.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I want to make sure that he's got everything right physically for him to take that next step and do it. I'm not even going to suggest that he can do exactly what Cam Ward did last year, because that would probably be.
He's got big shoes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even as good as he is, that's still big shoes.
Yeah.
And so he just needs to go down there and operate with some confidence.
Well, they're saying that he probably start throwing into May.
Okay. All right.
So then you got May, you got June, July, then you got Notre Dame, August.
Yeah, it happens fast.
Yeah.
It really does. You know what else happens fast? This guy comes storming in our control room right now.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
The embedded and shredded flings the door open, ready to claim a national championship. Brackets filled out. He's ready to go. Do you have your?
I've already picked out the scissors.
Oh, you
for
have.
San Antonio.
Oh, yes, you have.
Nice.
And the ladder, all of it. Yeah.
We're ready.
Do you have your 4 right now in front of you right now? Do you have it?
I
filled
don't.
out?
I just got to brag. I have to fill it out.
All right.
still,
All right.
so,
Good. I was just curious who else you had.
Yeah,
in your
but
4.
imagine the mistakes coming to this sheet of paper in the next 72 hours.
The red ink.
Like this sheet of paper is getting ready to get a gruesome violation before it is thrown in the trash.
Oh, it'll have spilt beer and mustard and a lot of red ink all over it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's probably. We were sitting there trying to figure out which of these teams can make the run, and I was surprised to see some of the numbers. Teams that had at least 14 losses during the regular season, 5 of the last 6, at least one 14-plus loss team has made it to the Sweet 16.
You know, I'm curious because I was going back through some of the recent tournaments, and I noticed some things that, particularly like 2 years ago when you look at the Final Four, the year NC State, or not that year, the year prior. And it was like the year FAU went to the Final Four. And it's like a 5 seed and a 9 seed, 11 seed. And I think there was a lot of parity as college basketball was going through the NIL portal transition. Now I think that it's a little bit more accustomed that that's the practice. Now I do wonder if you're going to just see like 4 teams just juggernaut their way to San Antonio. I mean, I can't pick that because it just goes against everything that I believe in terms of picking this bracket.
Right.
So I won't have all 4 number 1 seeds advancing, but
Matt was trying to sell that
does
notion
make
too.
you wonder if you're going to see a tournament. I'm sure there'll be a lot of upsets, like from 3 seed down. You could see a bunch because I honestly think there's like 6 great teams in college basketball this year, and then they're between team 7 and team 35. Very little difference.
They're just going to beat up on each.
Yeah,
One will survive, one will be gone.
And so you probably will see, those kind of. But in terms of the who's going to make it to San Antonio, boy, the metrics tell you that like Duke is unbelievable, Florida is historically unbelievable, Houston and certainly Auburn. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I have confidence that Florida will get it done.
All right, what else is coming up?
We are going to talk all sorts of March Madness. We'll get into some NFL as well, but it should be a real fun Frangie show coming up as always.
All right, Carline, we appreciate it,
Thank
buddy.
you, guys.
Hayes, France, JJ, they got it all coming. Leon, I know you'll love this. One of our texters as we wrap up our show. Wish Florida's tough games were Pitt and Virginia Tech. LOL.
41-17, baby.
That's all we got to say, baby.
Right. I don't know why anybody in Florida would even say that.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Turn the swamp
It
into
was a shot at the
the
conference.
swamp into the kiddie pool. That's what happened. The kiddie pool.
All right, we're out. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, thanks to them. Online, on the lot, you need help, just say, hey, Joe C., hook me up with somebody at Beaver Chevy or Beaver Toyota. I'm looking at this kind of ride, and you will get a great deal. Definitely look forward to tomorrow, getting closer to the NCAA tournament. Fill out that bracket, ladies and gentlemen. We will do it with you. Joe C., Leon Searcy, Matty Hayes, and JJ. You got the Francis Show coming.